What's up, guys? It's Brooks O'Hearn, and today's video I'm breaking down the new eviction moratorium from Governor Polis in the state of Colorado. What it means to you as a landlord and what it means to you as a tenant. So here we go. First off, I definitely need to say I am not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. If you are in this situation, you should seek counsel, and I can recommend a local real estate attorney to you. But this is the way I understand the new eviction moratorium, the way I have read it, and the way I understand it. So this is not legal advice. Please seek legal counsel if you are in this situation. First and foremost, evictions are now banned for non-payment due to COVID through December 31st of 2020. All right? All right, now what does it mean when we say non-payment due to COVID? Now, there's a handful of things that go into this, and as a tenant, in order to be granted the protection under this eviction moratorium, you are going to have to fill out a 2-page document. I believe you have to have it notarized, but it is something that will be filed with the court, and it is something to take very seriously because it is something that you will be held to, and it is under penalty of perjury if you lie on this document. So, basically, what it is saying is you have to agree and affirm that you have attempted to seek out all government assistance. So, have you collected the stimulus check from earlier in the year? Have you sought out unemployment benefits? Have you sought out any other benefits? Maybe you're a small business owner. Have you sought out the PPP benefits that would allow you to pay these rents? All right, so you have to affirm that you have sought out all benefits. You have to also affirm that you are making under a certain amount. You have to affirm that you are understanding that you still are required to abide by the rest of your lease. You have to affirm that you understand that non-payment still will be an evictable offense after 12/31/2020. You have to also agree that you will, you understand that the landlord can allow you to, your landlord can apply late fees and penalties over the course of the next few months. And you have to affirm that if you were to be evicted, you would in fact be homeless. That means you don't have family that you can go stay with. You don't have friends that would let you stay with them for a little while. I believe the term is that you would be homeless, or you would be forced into close quarter living with someone else. So there's a lot of things that go into this as a tenant, and that is the ability to apply for those protections. Okay, so non-payment, it has to be due to COVID. Another thing that with this moratorium is a 30-day notice. All right, so used to be 3 days in Colorado, then it was 10 days, now it's 30 days due to COVID. So if you have not paid your rent or your tenant has not paid your rent and you are a landlord, you must give them a 30-day demand. All right, so if today is the first of the month and they haven't paid, you cannot evict until 30 days later, all right? Now, landlords, it is not, at least at this current time, it is not required that you provide the documentation. There is a 6-page document from the CDC that explains some things about COVID. There's also a 2-page document, like I was just going over, where the tenant can apply for protection under this eviction moratorium. Landlords are not required to provide this, although as a landlord, I would say probably in your best interest to at least give this to your tenants and let them have all the information at their disposal. Another thing, as I mentioned, this is only for non-payment. So if a tenant is breaking the rules of the lease in other ways, shapes, and forms, they are not protected. They can be kicked out. All right. So no other protections. All right, and then finally, Sorry about that. Finally, this also does not protect tenants from the end of a lease. All right, so if your lease is expiring and the landlord says, hey, I'm not renewing your lease, they can evict you. So as a tenant, you've got to understand, maybe you've got a lease that's ending here in October, November, December, sometime before the end of the year. You are not protected from your landlord saying, we are not renewing your lease. And in Colorado, they do not have to have cause for not renewing your lease. So landlords, you are able to say that you are not renewing the lease, and that then would force them to be out, and you could still be evicted if you as the tenant refuse to leave. Okay? So, no cause termination at expiration. All right? No cause termination at the expiration date. So that's the breakdown of the eviction moratorium. So the basics are, you've got to give a 30-day notice. It's only protected for non-payment of rent. I mentioned to the landlords and to tenants, you have the couple forms that you must fill out as tenants that you need to apply for those protections. If you want the links to those, I'll drop those in the comments here, in the description of this video. And then you don't get other protections under this moratorium, and the no cause termination at the end of the lease or the expiration of the lease, that's still protected. So again, if you've got a lease that is ending here in the next few months before 12/31/20, then you can't just not pay and expect to stay. Your landlord can still kick you out. Your landlord can still terminate that lease. So again, take a look at these things. This is a breakdown of the eviction moratorium. I know there's a lot going on in the news and a lot of people, talking both sides of politics right now, but this is very different than what is being presented as just a complete ban on evictions. You can still be evicted for certain things until the end of this year. So pay close attention to you tenants and landlords. Think carefully about your options that you still have at your disposal. All right, guys, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. I'm dropping videos like this, as well as real estate specific videos and trainings every single week. Please subscribe and share this with your friends.